Hello and welcome back. We are today going to talk all about how to know if your content is good enough to get started and to offer as a course. Now, if you've been tuning in, you know that I talk a lot about building courses, but I also talk a lot about what this means for your life. And when you want to bring forward what you're doing into the world, how does it matter and how do you get started and how do you do all those things? So, I wanted to bust the myth that everything worth doing is worth being taught. Not everything that you do needs a course. So, how do you know if what you're doing is worthy of building a course? You simply want to look into these three key factors. Number one, is what you're doing teachable? Is this something that you just do innately and you're so good at it that you can't really identify any of the components? You just say, oh, I just do it. Then you want to question whether that's something that can be taught as a course or that's a value add that you could offer through your product offering where you put your hands on people's businesses. Second, the thing is this a process that others can benefit or gain when they learn from it? For example, if you teach this process, can this make someone's life easier, better, get things faster, reach their goals in a better way? Or is this topic something that's just useful for fun? And it's not that useful for fun is wrong. Many courses are out there. People will take courses on playing guitar, gardening, bird watching. And so they're not everything that you do has to be adding value to the world in terms of making money. But if you are going to charge a higher ticket, what we call a premium course, then you want to make sure that what you're presenting actually does achieve something that people can put value on. So if you're doing bird watching, then what's the value of that bird watching and how do we bring that forward so that it's a clear and easy benefit and speaking to the benefits your customers want? When you start to charge those higher tickets, it's usually going to be one of two things. Number one, the content, information, infrastructure, uh, network that you're connecting them with is worth that. So you're bringing forward something where they can either make more money or have that more value in their lives in a monetary way, or you're adding value through experience. So a lot of times we can't really say, oh, this experience gave me this amount of dollar value return. So when you have an experience that is the real impact, then you want to be able to create data or tangible components around that so that the person who's valuing your content, your course, your experience can actually say to themselves, oh, okay, I can see right here in a tangible way how and why these things will add value. Now, they don't all, adding value does not mean adding money, but adding value means that I feel like when I exchanged my money, which is, by the way, my life force that I went out to get from somewhere else, right? I used my life force and changed that for money. I want to feel like when I take that life force out of my pocket and send it forward to you, that a fair and clear exchange has happened. So that value can often be done through experiences if what you're creating isn't necessarily causing a direct monetary impact. And then finally, you want to make sure that if you're going to build a course, a product, an idea around something, that you like it. Do you like what you're doing? Do you like this part? Because it shows. And we'll talk about mistakes in another time. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to do things incorrectly sometimes. It's okay to fail forward in front of people sometimes when you're teaching, especially something that changes a lot. But you don't want to have so much lack of expertise in this that you really haven't been through very many iterations of it, or you haven't been able to tap into what, like, basically fail first, right? If you've never failed at what you're teaching, the chances are you don't know what people are going to face and what kind of problems that they have and they're dealing with. So if you haven't failed on your own, then get a small group, get a collective group so that you can show your process and see where they fail. And then you can wrap those failures in because those failures are where you get your best teaching moments. And after 25 years in higher education, I can tell you that the students who got the things right, they rarely remembered them later, but the students who would answer and get it incorrectly in the classroom would often never forget because now they had a moment, maybe they attached an emotion of embarrassment or shame or whatever to that. And then we were able to take them past and over that embarrassment or shame into the land of correct answer, which, as you know, higher ed has been designed for yes and no incorrect, correct, we would change that in our classroom. And that's one of the ways that I would contribute to helping people explore where their tendencies might be to mess up, but that's where learning really happens. So make it safe in your course, in your process too, for people to fail and showcase that by saying, hey, some people tried this and it didn't work. Some people tried and it did. And when it didn't work, they tried this instead. And so having those key areas where you have at least access to failure, even if you didn't fail on your own, are a really great way to know if your course is ready. Now, if you're not really sure if you're ready, maybe you're feeling like your content is probably good. Maybe you've done a little research and you feel like you might have a course on your hands, but you're not really sure if it's the right time or if it's time for you to invest. I do have a gift for you. And that gift you can get right at my website, edgetechglobal.com/gift. And I will put that in the comments. And you can go grab that gift, take the assessment, find out if it's time for you. Is your course idea ready for investment? And is it time for you to build an income producing asset from your intellectual property? Until next time, I hope you'd enjoyed, and I'll see you next time on Dr. Crystal Shares 52 live YouTubes coming at you. This is number 2. Can't promise I'll always know that number, but today I do. Number 2. Bye.